In one of the most important universities in California in the year 1971, a social experiment at Stanford University led a group of volunteers into an experience that began as an academic study on human behavior and quickly turned into a drama filled with chained individuals and torture practices, posing an intriguing reflection. To what extent can the environment influence a good person to turn bad? Today's video will narrate a story from the Stanford Prison Experiment. But to fully understand the context of this experiment, it is necessary to rewind to the harsh winter of 1945 in Nuremberg, Germany, where the Nuremberg trials judged the crimes committed by the Nazis after the end of World War II. It was in this tribunal that many defendants claimed to have committed atrocities merely by following higher orders, a defense that intrigued Professor Stanley Milgram of Yale University. Inspired by the events in Nuremberg, Milgram initiated the famous obedience experiment in the 1960s, investigating how far people could inflict pain on others simply by following orders. The shocking results of this experiment laid the foundation for future studies on the nature of human obedience. Years later, in the 1970s, psychologist Philip Zimbardo, also influenced by Milgram's work, took the quest for understanding human obedience to a new level with the Stanford Prison Experiment. Designed to last 2 weeks, this experiment quickly became one of the most notorious and cruel studies in the history of psychology. The psychologist recruited 24 volunteers, dividing them into guards and prisoners through a random selection method. The guards, initially invited to participate in the experiment, were transported to the fictitious prison built in the university's basement, while the prisoners, taken from their homes by local police, underwent a dehumanization process from the beginning. Upon arrival, the prisoners were stripped, disinfected, dressed in minimal clothing, and chained at the ankles to eliminate any trace of individuality. Under the supervision of the guards, who assumed fictional hierarchical positions, a tension escalation began. Humiliations, mockery, and arbitrary rules imposed by the guards contributed to creating a hostile and oppressive environment. Sleep deprivation, the prohibition of basic needs such as using the bathroom, and deliberate confusion among the prisoners were some of the techniques used to intensify the atmosphere of tension. Faced with these extreme conditions, rebellion became inevitable. The enraged prisoners, fed up with the situation, rebelled in their cells, resulting in control measures by the guards, including the use of fire extinguishers and solitary confinement. As chaos ensued and hostility between the groups increased, it became evident that a tragedy could occur at any moment. The lead researcher, Philip Zimbardo, had to intervene on several occasions, one of them when he requested the local police to transfer the experiment to a deactivated prison block, a proposal that was rejected. Faced with the participants' resistance and the deterioration of the environment, the experiment, originally planned for 14 days, was finally aborted on the 6th day. One of the figures influencing this decision was researcher Christina Masla, Philippe Zimbardo's girlfriend at the time. However, controversies surrounding the experiment did not end with its termination. Ethical criticisms were directed at Zimbardo, questioning the ethics of subjecting humans to such degrading situations. Evidence suggested that Zimbardo manipulated parts of the study to obtain desired results, raising questions about the validity of the findings. Despite the criticisms, the Stanford Prison Experiment left a lasting legacy in psychology and the understanding of human nature. The fine line between good and evil explored in this study revealed that people can be influenced by a variety of factors, challenging the simplistic view of a clear division between goodness and wickedness. Reflecting on this experience, we are challenged to consider the role of circumstances, individual decisions, and social context in shaping character. Real life, unlike Manichaean narratives, is full of nuances and variables that make understanding morality a complex and challenging task. Thus, by exploring the dark corners of the Stanford Prison Experiment, we are led to question not only human nature, but also the foundations of our morality and ethics. What truly defines good or evil? Are we mere products of our choices or shaped by the world around us? Answers to these questions remain elusive, but the legacy of the Stanford Prison Experiment continues to inspire reflections on the complexity of the human psyche and the interaction between the individual and the environment. Ultimately, history reminds us that the pursuit of understanding good and evil is an ongoing journey, full of challenges and nuances, transcending the boundaries of psychology and reaching into the deepest mysteries of the human condition. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up.